Today I'm going to show you all 5 very different characters that you can go and find in the 867 start date. So hopefully you do find a character here you haven't yet tried. I did just want to quickly say, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to keep up to date with more stuff like this in the future. First up we have Prince Rhodri the Great of Gwynedd. Starting in an interesting time in Britannia, with Jarl Ivar having a massive army and Halfdan of Jorvik attacking Northumbria. You start in an ever-changing Britain. You do start with a high level of martial and are fairly decent at the other skills, with some good perks like Architect and Strategist. The first thing you will probably want to do is save up and create the Kingdom of Wales. This allows you to vassalize your neighbours and gain even more power. Now, one of the problems I do typically have on this character is the fact that you do have 6 sons, so succession can get a little bit messy, as more likely than not your siblings will try and get the throne off of you, so there's a bit of challenge for you there, and you need to be prepared to probably deal with some claimant factions. Now, after you do manage to form the Kingdom of Wales, you have a bit of freedom, but I would suggest taking over either Ireland or Scotland, as England can be a bit too powerful depending on how the Norse invasion goes. And if you do go ahead and get Ireland or Scotland, this will massively boost your power, and this could potentially allow you to take the remaining rulers of England to try and form Britannia. But like I said, just be aware of the Norse invasion and hope that they don't decide to come for you. Next up we have High Chiefess Daurama of Kano. Now, she is one of the suggested characters of the game, but she gives you a very great start in Africa, and it is pretty unique. You start with your husband, a neighbouring ruler just below you, and the great thing is your marriage is matrilineal, and you begin with an insane 26 diplomacy and the mystic trait, giving you a +2 learning and a +1 piety per month. Now, this is really great, as you will be using piety to start all your wars. And you will probably be wanting to get on with some wars early, as you have the manpower advantage with your alliance. Now, with this character you do get a unique event, What's in a Name, allowing you to change your son's house to your own rather than his father's. Or you can decide to leave it as it is, leaving you with no player heir, but the last option is probably my favourite, and it enables female preference. So women will take all the titles instead of men, allowing you to take 3 consorts, and your sister will now become the primary heir. I just think this is a really interesting start, as it will change up the game quite a lot, as it's not very often you really get to start and see if you can begin a kingdom that will not be relying on the sons. And your faith, Bori, has the equal gender law, allowing you to fill government and commander roles with men and women, giving you way more options to fill those out. I just think this is a standout character that will give you a memorable experience no matter what. At number 3 we have King Dumnarth of Cornwall, the only remaining hold of the Cornish culture, with your neighbour being the all-powerful Wessex, but the ability to make alliances with France or Lotharingia. You can begin to take land for yourself, especially with a decent martial skill you typically begin with. Or you can easily take the county of Leon and get a foothold in Brittany, and that's why I love playing this character so much. You can instantly have 2 options: expand and attempt to form Britannia, or first conquer Brittany. You just have so many options, and 867 is such a hectic time that you can definitely capitalize on. And for 300 gold you get the option, allowing you to restore the Kingdom of Cornwall, and it will go from a petty kingdom to a proper kingdom. And I just like this, as you start with a dying culture and you're given the freedom to go in many different directions to see if you can take the Cornish to power. Jarl Dyer the Stranger starts in a pretty good position holding Kiev. Now, number 4 was an idea by Toasty over on the Discord, so thank you very much for this one, and I think this is my favourite one on this list. Being cynical, greedy, gregarious, and he has grey eminence and genius. So he's an insanely talented man, and he's only 22 years of age. But what makes this so interesting is the next 2 traits. He's a bastard, and he has been disinherited by his father, Jarl Halfdan of Jorvik. Now, you are able to take a decision to restore inheritance for 75 renown. All I can really see this doing is removing the disinherited trait from you, so it's not essential, but it's something you can do. You do start in a very unique position, not too near any of the other Norse rulers, and you have 1,000 special soldiers, allowing you to pick your battles you can easily expand. And I think your best bet is to aim to create the Empire of Russia and have your realm embrace the local tradition and adopt the Russian culture. Or maybe you decide Jarl Dyer wants his revenge against his father. Build your power with one goal in mind: kill and defeat Halfdan in battle and taking all his land for yourself. That will not be an easy task, but I think it's definitely possible. So yeah, I just really like this start. I think it gives you so much freedom to try new things. Starting as a tribal ruler, building up your prestige and get the greatest army of them all. I think this is my favourite one on this list. I really like this start. Now, last on this list was another idea by someone over on the Discord, and that was Ultra Soft Lover. And they suggested Duke Bernard of Barcelona, as he does start as a vassal of King Charles of West Francia. Now, Bernard isn't exactly the best character in terms of stats, but he does start with a respectable 1,100 troops and an alliance with Bernard of Auvergne, and his primary heir is his only child, your wife. What makes this character an interesting one is his unique decision to found the Kingdom of Aragon, which will introduce some challenges for you. You will need to get independence from West Francia, and you will have to go to war against the Umayyad Empire to fully control Barcelona and Aragon. Now, you do typically start with a decent chance of killing King Charles, causing Aquitaine to be free and making your new liege even less powerful. I just think this is a perfect start for somebody who wants to try a playthrough in a very difficult area with many strong empires surrounding you that all want war. And I do like it a lot, as you have like a goal in mind for the beginning to form the kingdom. You know what you got to do and what steps you exactly need to do to get there, which is why I like this character a lot. And I did just want to quickly thank all the channel members. We have Bayek Von Quark, Arcane, Damien, Intermio1, Irrelevant, and Luke Jarrett. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.